Hello friends, it's Jana Eubank. I hope you are having a fabulous Christmas week with your families, doing lots of celebrations or even getting into your craft room and doing some creating. My kids are all grown up and out of the house except for one, and so our holiday week is pretty calm, which is fun. We've been getting together doing activities. However, I've had some time to do some scrapbooking, so I am back again with another layout using the November 2024 Hip Kits. This is an exclusive design collection from Hip Kit Club. If you didn't know, they design all of their own collections now, and I think they're beautiful. I've been a subscriber to them for several years, and I've been obviously playing with my November 2024 Hip Kits. I'm supposed to be getting my December kit soon, so I just thought I'd dive in and create lots of layouts. Now today I'm going to scrapbook these photos of our home from a few years ago. I was pulling up into the driveway, or actually I was out getting the mail on the driveway, and I thought, you know what, I don't think I've ever taken a picture of our house with the Christmas lights on it. So I just, even though we didn't have snow that year, I just grabbed my phone out of my pocket and took a few snapshots. And I'm so glad we did, because we actually haven't decorated our house with lights since that year, but we hope to again sometime soon. So I'm glad I had these photos, even though they're not snowy or very Christmassy looking. It does remind me of the holidays and of course how we had the lights on our house for several years. So I'm using the cardstock kit for my background. I also used it to mat my photos and to mat that holly paper there that you see. And now I'm starting to figure out my design. I have a trio of photos here, 2 of our outside and then 1 of our front door. And so I did frame out the smaller photo with a chipboard frame from the Chipboard die cuts. Those are in the embellishment kit. I also grabbed that red chipboard jingle word to use as part of my title. And I'm thinking I'm going to use use the song Jingle, not Jingle Bells, but Jingle All the Way, just the phrase from the song of Jingle Bells as my title. It doesn't really go with my photos necessarily, but those are songs that bring memories for the holidays, and so I think it works just fine. I'm trying out from here, I know this is how I want to do my photos, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to embellish this page. So I did pull in the ornament chipboard die cuts as well as the regular die cuts, thinking I might do all of those hanging from the top right corner. But I just love these florals that I fussy cut from the Floral Fantasy paper. And so I'm turning back to them and using one of those on the left-hand side. And that's where I switch direction and just focus on that. I love the dark green background of those florals, and I'm so happy that I bought the pattern paper kit, so I have 2 sheets of those. I think I will actually fussy cut the whole second sheet of that and use that on some additional layouts in the future. So I am also pulling in this piece of red paper that has this really pretty scroll design. I love that. I think that's a good contrast with the holly paper, and it will be nice to have a couple of additional strips there on the left-hand side, just accenting or setting off those photos. So that feels really good, and I'm just going to move forward from here. So now that I have my basic design in place, I'm going to go ahead and adhere everything to the background, and I will go ahead and overlap this chipboard word onto the bottom of the chipboard title, and then I will start moving forward. I do go back to the florals because I'm thinking, yeah, I think I want to add just another one. I have that red word of the title, there's red in the floral, and so I was thinking I need to bring in another little spot of red to create a visual triangle on this page. So I'm going to add another little flower right above that chipboard frame on the top right corner of the top photo, and I think that works well. So now that I know that this is where I'm going to go ahead and use some 1/8 inch foam strips to pop up the bottom portion of that chipboard word so that it's even with the chipboard frame, and that allows me to overlap it. And then I used some liquid glue to just adhere those 2 little dots for the J and the I in place so that they won't fall off. So I added that red flower. I also went back to the fussy cut florals, and around when you have a floral paper and all around the edge there's little partial portions of flowers, I fussy cut those out as well, because inevitably I go back to them and I use them to fill out my floral clusters. And that is exactly what I did on that tiny red flower. I just found another little berry sprig and tucked that into the top just to make it feel a little larger. I found a tag die cut to also add to above the flower on the left hand side, and I thought that was a fun little detail. I will add some twine to that, and that will just bring a softness to that portion portion of the page. Plus it makes it a little more interesting to look at with the tag shape and the floral shape. So now I'm shifting gears and I'm going to go and work on the second portion of my title, which is the all the way phrase. So I'm pulling in these glitter foam alphabet stickers from the main kit. I love these little stickers. They're the perfect size to create a title like this, where you have like a larger word and then where you can mix your fonts and things in the titles. So you actually get two sheets of those alphabet stickers. So you have an aqua color and then there's also a green color. And I just think they're so pretty. So I decided to anchor that phrase onto a little label die cut from the embellishment kit, just to set it off a little bit more from the background. But I had this trapped white space under the I and the N of the jingle. And so I want to come in and kind of embellish that a little bit more and fill that in. So I'm grabbing these border stickers from the main kit. I'm going to put a little accent of the scallop border below the frame or below the label, just because it's almost the same color green as the background. So I just wanted to, help that stand out a little bit. And then I had a little piece left over from a previous layout that I tucked in under the I and the N, just to kind of fill up in that spot. So here's where I'm bringing in some hemp twine just to tie on that tag. This is just your hemp twine that you find like in the jewelry aisle at Michael's. So I love the little craft color. I think that's a fun, change of pace. And instead of doing like a bright white or something like that. So I use that. I think it ties into the brown colors that I have going on in the pictures of my house as well. So that works out great. Speaking of the brown color and houses, I thought I would bring in some gingerbread die cuts from the die cuts pack. And so I placed 2 gingerbread die cuts on the right. I did a little snowflake at the top, and then there was this third one that has a white offset edge. The other pieces didn't have a white offset edge, so I simply just took my fussy cutting scissors and just trimmed that off real quick. I'll go ahead and secure these 2 houses in place, kind of tucking them in around the title, and I think that brings some attention over to that side. And then again, we're sprinkling those gingerbread cookies in 2 other places to kind of create a visual triangle. Now the heart looked a little bit lonely, so I grabbed this chipboard circle that says 24 on it, and I'm just pairing that with the heart cookie there on the left, just to give that a little more presence. And again, I like that it brings that green color over to the left side of the page. So now I'm looking for some words to sprinkle around the page. I always love mixing in phrases and things like that. So I went to the vellum and foil stickers from the embellishment kit, and I'm just looking through the phrases. Now this red one that I found says, "Look at all the pretty lights," which I think it's perfect for these photos, right? So I had to use that one for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and tuck that into the flower cluster at the top right corner of my photos. Now there's also a little bit of trapped space in between that snowflake gingerbread cookie and the red florally looking strip. And so I want to add another phrase strip here just to kind of connect those together. So the second one, it says holiday happiness. Because these are vellum stickers, I am going ahead and mounting them on white cardstock and trimming them out just so they'll stand out a little bit more against these different layers, right? I have the plain white background of the holly paper, but this phrase sticker is overlapping onto that red scroll paper. And if I left it vellum, it would just kind of get lost. I wanted another piece or another phrase of this lighter green to come down to the bottom of the page or just be repeated in another portion of the page. So I found this other phrase that says, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." I'm going to mount that onto some white cardstock, and then I'm going to add that across the bottom of the bottom photo, just to repeat that phrase element and also that lighter green color towards the bottom. So I think that works out well. Now I don't show this on camera, but I eventually do go over to the Puffy stickers and I find some gingerbread cookies to layer on under the left side of that bottom phrase. I don't show that on camera. I think I kind of decided that later. And so you can see that in the closing shots. Now those 2 houses on the right felt a little bit lonely. I wanted to add something over there. So I'm looking at the Christmas trees on the Puffy stickers. There's 3 different ones and I'm trying out different sizes to see which ones I want to add next to the house. Now it's kind of a tight little space over there by my title. And I feel like when I placed the tree there next to the house, like it looks cute, but I felt like I wanted to connect it to the word jingle somehow. And I don't know why, it just was bothering me. So I tried to add this little puppy. I tried to add a few other things and it just wasn't I don't know. I think the puppy looks cute. I don't know why I didn't go with that, but I ended up switching out that tree and just going with a larger one and placing it lower on the page and then overlapping that house there. So that's what I landed on. Now I'm almost done here. Again, I also added a puffy sticker bow to the bottom of the 24 circle, which I think looks cute, but I wanted to add like a snowy effect to this page. So I pulled out some white mist and I just sprinkled that all across the background. Now this I show you some closing shots here, or a close-up, but I did go ahead and go back and add in a branding strip with that red scroll paper just to add repeat that blue color of the glitter foam alphas over to the left side of the page. So the branding strip sticking above and below the photos kind of creates a visual triangle with that color, and I think that works out well. So that will complete my page. Again, thank you so much for joining me this week for all of my scrapbook process videos. I hope you've enjoyed watching me work, and I hope to see you again soon. Have a great week.